English shorthand, higher grade 120 words per minute. Tamil Nadu speed papers. April 1954, paper 1. Please get ready, start. My lords, I thank your lordships for the reception you have given to this bill. I knew that the underlying principles of it were difficult to follow, and I have had occasion in the course of the debate to think that perhaps they have not always been quite fully understood, which no doubt is my own fault. May I try quite simply to put the matter again. I think we all believe that it is desirable that throughout the length and breadth of all the territories over which His Majesty reigns, there should be some conception of common nationality, whether it concerns a doctor from Borneo or a merchant from Manitoba or whoever it may be. The idea of a common nationality is surely one that we should strive to keep. We should, so far as we can, avoid the situation that a person is recognized as a national by one community and not by any other. These are only two ways in which to keep that conception of common nationality. We cannot legislate for the other member states of the dominions. One is by having a common code, everybody legislating in the same way. That was tried and it was broken down. The second way is by having a new conception, and that is that everybody shall decide for themselves by their own legislature who are their citizens, and that the sum total of the citizens of the various member states shall be British subjects. So far, I think the matter is plain. I do not think that anybody on reflection would doubt that this is right. There is no other course. What rather surprised me in the debate was to hear it hinted that this was a matter which a lot of department officials acting comparatively recently had thought out and evolved for themselves. This matter has a long history. I was myself Attorney General when the preliminary work which led to the Statute of Westminster was undertaken, and your lordships will find that at the conference of Dominion Premiers which took place in, I think, 1930, the subject of nationality was discussed at length. It was discussed again at the Imperial Conference in 1937. I have been asked various questions by noble lords. I do not think I can remember them all, but I will do my best to answer them. One noble lord asked me in particular whether registration would be the normal rule in the absence of evidence that a marriage was not a bona fide one. That is so. To be frank, the reason is that ladies used to come over from abroad intending to lead a life of ease in the streets of London. They used to marry the first man they met when they arrived here, simply and solely to ensure that they should not be deported. Such marriages should obviously be stopped, but registration will be the normal thing. The another noble lord asked me two questions. The first was whether or not we had discussed this matter with United States to try to make our laws square with theirs. We have not. There have been no discussions with the United States. It is notorious that for many years their laws greatly differed from ours on the question of nationality. Of course, the less our laws differ from those of other countries, the better. I feel it is the sort of matter which might well be discussed by the United Nations organization. It is desirable to have the same standards if we can. However, I have come to the conclusion, and I think we have all come to the conclusion, that what we used to dread so much in the way of dual nationality is not really so bad as we used to think. In the course of 2 wars, we have so many instances of people who have had dual nationality that we have been able to perceive that the inconveniences in practice are not so great as one would have expected. Those were the particular questions I was asked when I said in my opening speech that this bill was not controversial. I did not mean that there were not a large number of points in the bill which might give rise to discussion, criticism, and controversy. I meant that it was not controversial in the party sense. I do not think there is anything at all in that sense which is the least controversial. That is a genuine attempt to meet a very great difficulty in the hope of preserving something which is well worth preserving. I am most grateful for the observations which your lordships have made. The date for the committee stage has not yet been fixed, but as several of your lordships have said, it will be too soon, and for my part, I concur in that hope. The observations which have been made today will, I need hardly assure your lordships, be most carefully taken into consideration at that stage. Dear sirs, referring to the call which our Mr. Morris recently made upon you with regard to the matter of improvements in your 3 printing machines, we have now much pleasure in enclosing you a print of our latest model which we have recently put upon the market with remarkable success. It embraces all the ideas and suggestions which our Mr. Morris has thrown out to you from time to time. We confidently recommend it and claim that there is no other machine of the kind to approach it at the present time. We sent one of those machines a short time ago to a large firm in Scotland, and we wrote them asking their opinion of it. We have received the following reply from them this morning regarding the printing machine which you recently fitted up for us at our works here. We have pleasure in stating that it is giving us every satisfaction and is certainly a very great improvement on the others which we have been running. It does all that is claimed for it and does very well. It works more clearly than the older type. The driving mechanism with which you have fitted it is also a great improvement, working more smoothly with hardly any noise, which is a very great consideration where we have a number of machines running. Please hurry on as fast as possible with the other 3 which are at present on order for us, as we are in urgent need of them. We have just made a number of important improvements in this machine for high class printing, and we could easily embody them in your machine if you liked. If you wished to go in for a new machine similar to the one supplied to the above mentioned firm, the price would be £300 free on rail here. Our man would be sent to you to erect the machine, the only charge being his railway fare. Kindly give this matter your early consideration and let us hear from you on the subject, assuring you always of our best attention to your esteemed comments. We are yours respectfully.